Have you ever had more money than ever before and still felt like you couldn't afford lunch? That is such a strange feeling because on paper, things might look pretty good. You're liking what you're seeing on those pay stubs. You have savings, maybe you have an emergency fund, maybe you have investments, maybe you're even a month ahead or close to it. Maybe your net worth is finally moving in the right direction or hitting new highs. And yet, when a friend asks you if you want to grab dinner, or your kid just needs something for school, or you just want to buy the slightly nicer thing at the grocery store, your body reacts like there is danger in the room. You open YNAB, you look at the categories, and yeah, technically the money exists, but none of it feels available. That is the weird emotional corner of YNAB broke. And to be clear, YNAB broke can be a really good thing. It can mean that all your money has jobs. It could mean that you're finally starting to see that the money in your checking account is already spoken for. It could mean you are no longer pretending the same $500 can be used for groceries, Christmas, a car repair, and a little treat because you had a hard day. That clarity is powerful. But I saw a discussion online recently from someone who had substantial savings and investments and still felt paycheck to paycheck in daily life. And that is where I think this gets interesting, because sometimes YNAB broke is just you feeling clarity about your money for the first time. You can give every dollar a job and accidentally give all the emotionally comforting jobs to future you. Emergency fund, retirement, next month, vacation someday, car replacement, home maintenance. These are all really good jobs for your money. Very respectable little dollars doing very respectable little dollar work. But if every category points to later, the present you can end up standing there with a full bank account and no permission to spend money. And that creates a very specific kind of guilt. You might find yourself thinking, I have no money. I know I should be grateful, or I know this is technically working, so why do I feel so anxious? That question really matters because financial peace includes knowing you will be okay later and that you're okay to spend now. So if I were looking at this in YNAB, I would not start by asking, do you have enough money saved? No, no, no. I would start by asking, what jobs are getting funded easily for you and what jobs feel kind of suspicious? Because for a lot of responsible people, safety categories feel easy. Emergency fund? Of course. Retirement? Yes. Next month? Very mature. We love to see it. But dining out? Personal money? Rest? Convenience, a little category for small joys that do not need a 12-point justification, suddenly the whole room gets tense, and that is useful information. It may mean that your categories are revealing a belief that you have underneath the numbers. Something like, money is allowed to protect me, but it's not allowed to care for me. Or future spending is responsible, but current enjoyment needs to defend itself. I would want to get very curious about that. Not dramatic or shamey, just curious. Because in YNAB, the better question is, what does this money need to do? And if some of your dollars need to make next month feel calmer, well, then great. Assign them there. If some of your dollars need to prepare for car repairs or insurance premiums, also great. Those are true expenses. But some dollars may also need the job of making this month feel livable or maybe even nice. That can be a real job for your money. So the practical move I would try is very simple. Create one or two categories in your plan that give present you honest permission to spend. Nothing dramatic necessarily, but just honest categories. Maybe dinner with friends, maybe rest and recovery, maybe small joys or life this month. Or one of my favorite types of categories, convenience and support. The name you choose for your category matters much less than the honesty that you're having with yourself. You see, you're trying to create a place where current life can be funded on purpose instead of sneaking around the plan and then feeling guilty afterward. Then fund the categories. Even a small amount. And when you fund them, look at the trade-off. Where did that money come from? Which categories did you take it from? Did it slow down a future goal? Did it reduce extra emergency fund padding? Did it come from a category that was mostly there because it made you feel responsible out of obligation? See, figuring out what the trade off is, that's the actual work you need to do. The point is to make the choice visible enough that you can decide whether you actually like it. Sometimes you will look at the trade off and say, no, I really do want that money going to the emergency fund right now. Great, that is clarity. Other times you might say, actually, slowing this goal down by $75 so I can have a normal dinner with people I love is totally worth it. Also great, also clarity. And if you make that choice without needing to prosecute yourself afterward, okay, that is a big deal. This is where YNAB can become a permission system, but only if the categories tell the truth about your entire life, your whole life. So if YNAB broke has started to feel heavy, I would ask, which categories are protecting future you and which categories are caring for present you? Which dollars are being held in a vague pile because assigning them honestly feels uncomfortable? And which category, if you funded it right now, would make your life feel a little more peaceful or pleasant this month? That is the category I would pay attention to. And if you're listening to this and thinking, okay, this is definitely me, but I don't know what to change, that's exactly the kind of thing I help people work through. We can look at your categories, your trade-offs, and the part of your money life that keeps feeling tense and make a plan that actually fits your real life. So if you want personalized help with this, click the link in the description to work with me. The desires you refuse to name usually find a way to spend money anyway. They just do it with more guilt and less clarity. Financial peace is being able to look at your money and say, I know what this is for, I know what I am choosing, and more importantly, I know what I am giving up. And I am allowed to build a life that feels good now, too. That's what the plan is for.